Wycliffe Oparanya as the Kakamega County Governor and ordered a by-election in Bonchari constituency. Sylvia Chebet has the details.
Oparanya becomes the first governor to survive an election petition, with peers who have been in his shoes, Colonel Rasanga of Siaya and Peter Munya of Meru, having their elections nullified. The High Court had earlier ruled against Mabel Muruli, who went to court seeking to have Oparanya removed as governor. She moved to the appellate chamber, but the court sitting in Kisumu upheld the High Court ruling, granting Oparanya a lifeline which now secures his tenure for the remaining 4 years, unless an impeachment motion is brought against him. In the earlier ruling, the High Court judge said that Muruli, the petitioner, had chosen to forfeit her rights when she entered a consent, allowing the election for the Kakamega governor's seat to go on in spite of her name not being on the ballot paper. The appellate court has also ordered a by-election to establish the true winner of the Bonchari constituency seat. During the March 4th election, Zebedeo Opore emerged a winner, beating his closest rival John Oyoka Oro by only 5 votes. Oyoka filed a petition at the High Court and a recount was ordered. It then emerged that Oyoka had in fact won by 4 votes and there was 1 disputed vote. The court then declared Oyoka the winner, effectively replacing Opore as the MP for Bonchari. But that didn't last long. Opore appealed against the High Court decision, and today a 3-judge bench observed that there has to be an apparent win between the winner and the runners-up, stating that 4 votes was too close to call.
We find and hold that the trial judge, having found that there existed such irregularities and errors that could have swayed the final outcome either way, as between the appellant and the first respondent, and considering that the winning margin was only 4 votes, ought to have nullified the election of the appellant as a member of the National Assembly for Bonchari constituency and proceed to order a by-election.
The chamber decided that the best way to establish a true winner, therefore, was to hold a fresh election. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen at 1.
Move on to matters of health, and a study on maternal health released today shows that a woman dies every 2 hours in Kenya during pregnancy or childbirth. The study, titled "A Price Too High to Bear," shows that maternal deaths are directly linked to neonatal mortality. Alex Kubasu tells us more.
Findings by a study on the impact of maternal deaths shows that among 59 recorded maternal deaths, only 31 infants survived delivery. The study, which was carried out in 3 sub-counties of Rarieda, Game and Siaya, states that of the 31 infants, 8 babies died in their first week of life, while the other 8 died in the few weeks after they were born.
Childbirth and postpartum periods.
The findings paint a grim picture where families have been unable to cope with the challenges.
Cases where maternal deaths had occurred, on average, incurred more costs when compared to controls. Specifically, the average total cost of healthcare use during pregnancy was about 7,322 for the cases, and only about 934 Kenya shillings for controls.
The report, launched by the Cabinet Secretary of Health James Macharia, shows that Kenya is behind targets in achieving the United Nations Millennium Development Goals that seek to halve the deaths by 2015.
My calculation is that if you drop that mortality rate just by 10%, you'll be saving 550 mothers. You can imagine the impact.
To address the situation, the Ministry of Health is to refurbish at least 2 hospitals in every county at a cost of 34 billion shillings to address the high maternal and infant mortality. The report comes even as the country, through the Push Beyond Zero campaign spearheaded by the First Lady, seeks to mobilize funds aimed at reversing the maternal death statistics. Alex Kubasu for Citizen, live at 1.
Thanks, Kubasu. Indeed, you're watching Live at 1. We take a short break. We'll be right back with more local stories, business news and sports news. Stay with us.